Yes, visible. Great, great, Amisha. Okay, so making one more lecture. Today's 12th. Yeah, lecture. Okay, so finally, after lot of discussion and like getting suggestions from Nagarro as well. So the final timing, uh, as discussed, or it'll be like happening from Wednesday, right? It'll be happening from Wednesday. On Monday, it'll be a session from 6 to 8 only, but from Wednesday and after Wednesday onwards, right? So the session will be divided into two parts. The morning session will be from 12 to 1, and again that 6 to 8 session, and so on for all the classes that will be like happening afterwards. So on the Monday, you will be given the relaxation because it's already scheduled and like the discussions were on the board. So we cannot like ado the decisions because of that. So on Monday there is just one class from 6 to 8, and from Wednesday and onwards till the time being, like till the completion of the projects, 12 to 1 will be that teaching assistance class. You can ask your doubts, and you have to like uh, submit the assignments, as well as he'll be taking your doubts and assignments, right? I'm writing it just one more time, and that is final. These things are final, and I'll be taking this 6 to 8 session every time, and this 12 to 1 is fixed by teaching assistant. And you can ask your doubts, you can ask your assignments. You have to submit your assignments as well. You will be marked on the basis, right? You'll be submitting your assignments and be marked on the basis. And yeah, these are the final timings. So just make sure it's from 12 to 1 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No, not Monday. This time, not Monday. But from the next time onwards, Monday will also be included, and 6 to 8 from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That is like the regular schedule which we follow, right? Okay, so I hope the scheduled part is clear to every one of us, and like it's being like very, it's a time consuming process to like think for everyone and make a timetable. So kindly adjust, kindly be with Nagarro with this and us. So that will be convenient for all of us, right? Timing thing is clear to all. Timing thing is clear.
Yes, sir.
Great, great. Others, please also acknowledge in the chat box. Others also please acknowledge. Clear, sir. Okay, Abhishek. Abhishek, yes. Okay, so you guys are different, Abhishek, Abhishek Kumar and Kush. Clear, clear. Okay, okay. Thank you for that. Uh, okay, then I guess we are good to start with the topic of ours. Uh, let's just wind this way. Okay, so today we'll be like learning about DOM and what is DOM and how we manipulate stuff with the DOM, right? So again, initially I'll tell you the full form of DOM. That is document object model, document object model, right? Document object. Okay. So uh, first of all, my question goes to you again. That I in the previous class taught you about web APIs, right? Web APIs, or I would say the superpowers, right? Web APIs or the superpowers. Did I mention about the document object there? Did I mention about the document object? I remember I did, but I just want to listen from you guys that were you aware? Kushagra saying yes. You were aware, right? That like I explained about the web APIs, and at that time I gave you an example of set timeout, set interval, fetch, and all this stuff. Let me just give you a small recap there if it's like a blurry image in your head. Where are the examples? I feel I have given them. Yeah, see, there is a document object also there on the sixth number. Document, it's there, right? And I told you that these are the part of your web APIs, right? So again, we will be like working on this document model, document object model, and that is a part of your web API. Again, not your JS. This is part of your web API. Okay, so what basically DOM is and what is it used for, right? So uh, what basically happens is the entire HTML which we are having, let's assume this is our HTML opening tag, then we have some meta tags, right? And after that, one more meta tags. I'm just giving it a rough idea. And then we have a title, we have something written here, title up here. Then we have a head, and like head is there as well, right? Ending of head, starting of head is there, and then body and ending of body, right? And along with that, ending of this HTML. Like this is some nutshell over which your boilerplate, I would say the boilerplate is there, right? So this is your HTML, right? So what basically DOM does it converts this HTML into, I would say, uh, basically a JavaScript object, right? This DOM, what does it do is it's convert this HTML into a JavaScript object, and what we can do is we can access we can access and manipulate the entire we can access and manipulate the entire HTML by our JavaScript. By our JavaScript, right? So we won't be doing any changes in our HTML. We won't be doing it. We'll be simply just like using our JavaScript and different methods which are present inside there with us. So that will be like done using JavaScript, and changes would be seen inside the HTML. I hope this basic stuff and basic explanation is clear, that what basically is the work of DOM and what basically we do, right? So again, like all the changes will be done inside HTML. Oh, sorry, inside JavaScript, and manipulation will be seen in HTML. Manipulation could easily be seen over the HTML, right? This is just the explanation, just the definition, I would say. Let's see what are we trying to say, and what does this DOM do and how it helps us, right? Let us see that. Okay, so
Excuse me, sir.
just a second, I'm coming there. Um, yes, yes, yes. What's your name? I
सर अभिषेक
Yes.
सर मुझे
Yeah.
मेटा टैग के बारे में थोड़ी सी मतलब कंफ्यूजन है मेटा टैग का एक्चुअली वर्किंग होता क्या
Okay. Let me do one thing. I'll be making a boilerplate and I'll be explaining you what these tags do. Just give me a moment, right? I'll just make the folder, and inside the folder, I'll be letting you know the meaning of it. Lecture 12, right? Two files. One will be the index, of course, index.html, and I would say app.js, right? Okay. So Abhishek, this is your basically boilerplate, right? If I go from top to down, right, the first line indicates that you are using the latest version of HTML, that is HTML5. The second line that is written, like I'll just copy paste and like pen it down in your OneNote as
तो
well,
बाकी सब
right?
तो पता है बस वो मेटा में डाल
Okay, so this meta char set, if we talk about, is like we cannot see our computer works on machine code, right? 0101 and all this stuff. Whatever characters you write, for example, if I write Samarth, right, the machine cannot save this Samarth directly as the characters, right? So what it does, it initially changes all the bits. Like for example, there would be some binary encoding with respect to some S, and there will be 111 like that, and for A there will be some other binary coding, right? So the conversion of this character set, like all the character set into some 0101 machine coding, is done by this UTF-8 protocol, not the protocol UTF-8. That is like we have different uh, ways to do is that one of them is UTF-8, one of them is UTF-16, UTM-32, and many more ways. But in our HTML case, what we do is this explains that this conversion is being done using UTF-8, right? And this we can ignore. Like even if you remove this tag from your HTML, then also your work will be done. So this is not of a great significance for us. And if we talk about this third meta tag, which over which I'm hovering right now, is like it's not compulsory that all the machine sizes which you are which we guys are using. Let's assume I'm using Mac right now, right? I'm using this 15 inches Mac. Someone could be using 13. Someone could be using Windows of 16, 14, 15. Any screen size. Even someone could be like just watching our lecture on over the mobile, right? So the screen sizes are not fixed. So this meta tag basically helps our website or our viewport. Basically it helps our viewport to basically adjust according to the device where like it's written content device width, right? So it basically consider the width of the device. Along with that, it manipulates, just changes according to the size, right? Also, just for your extra knowledge, we do have meta tags for the search engine optimization as well, right? It is not included here, but we have different keywords there, right? If you want to improve the search engine optimization, then you basically add some keywords there, and like make our website indexing a bit more, like more the indexing will be, the better will be the website's number that will be appear on the top, right? So meta tags are basically not to learn, like they'll nobody will ask you majorly, but if they'll ask you, then I guess it's more than enough to explain, that person will be satisfied. uh Clear? I guess sir, I have read about meta tags, but if that's clear, kindly explain. Okay, I guess now it's clear, Abhishek, right? Like that's more than enough. This explanation is more than enough. If you just like tell this to someone, right? Okay, so where were we? I guess we were making the files, right? Okay, yeah. We were making the files. I'll be give it a heading of hold on, there is a lag. Okay, I'm telling about Tom, and I'm just attaching my okay, just tell me, is there a lag? Because I'm able to see the lag. Is there lag from your side as well? Like, are you guys also
No,
able to see the
sir.
lag? No? Is it clear? No. Okay, great. I guess it's the problem of my machine. Okay, I am just attaching my file app.js, and again I'll just simply run it. Let's see what basically I was trying to explain you at that time, right? I just said that everything is being like bundled inside. Uh, I would say the HTML is entirely converted inside that JavaScript object, right? So we can see that with a document, right? If I just simply type document and if I like just hover over it, then you can see that entire screen towards my left side is being covered with this blue color, right? This means this document has access towards the entire HTML, entire HTML, right? So if I'll just like drop it down, then I can see it. I am having different resources which I just mentioned there, right? The head, body, and the tags there. But what if I want to see the like the com like the different things which are present inside? Is like, so I'll simply use a command console.dir. It'll tell me like the different I would say the different collections it is having, or different things which is it having inside it, right? So document, then let's see what happens. See, if I'll just like expand the document now, then I'm getting the different things which are available inside my document, right? Location, URL, body, and all the things which are like present inside this HTML entirely, and the different methods, different functionalities which I can see. Like there are huge number, like these are the like methods as well, on click methods, and many more stuff which is like entirely bundled with this HTML, right? So all these things we can see using this like document model, this document object, I would say document object. And again, this document is a web API. It's not part of your JavaScript, right? So this is not something which we should focus on right now. The focus is to be how to use DOM and how to manipulate things using DOM, right? So for manipulating things, right, let me just copy this for your reference if you guys want to see it. It's not console.log, it's console.dir. You can like check out what this console.dir means there, right? Okay, so now what is our plan using DOM is like we will be changing HTML, right? We'll be changing HTML. So in order to change HTML, like of course there are tags present with us, there are like IDs present with us, there are different classes, and there are different inputs. Everything is there inside my HTML. But in order to change something, I need to like encounter that thing first. For example, if I want my younger brother to get something from the market, right? So I need my younger brother first. I need him to be with me, or I need him to listen to me first in order to get the work done, right? So similarly, in order to change anything, in order to manipulate anything over your HTML using this DOM, then initial step is to select the thing, right? Initial step is to select whatever you want to manipulate your stuff, or at whatever place you want to make the changes, right? So selection process is the first. Just a second, yeah. Just a second. Okay, yeah. So basically, the selection process is the first thing which one should do, right? Selection, and then manipulation will be occurring, right? We should know where we want to do the manipulation. Great. So we have different ways to select things, right? We have five different ways to select. Five different ways to select our, I would say, all the elements or whatever you want to like work upon is like we have five ways. I'm just jotting all five names right, five ways right now. Then I'll explain you uh, about them as well. Okay, so first of them is to like get the element. Like you want to encounter any element, then you can do it by get element by ID. Okay, sorry, get element by tag name. Initially, we have H1, H2s, paragraphs, and like divs and all this stuff, right? Span, strong, whatever you want to consider, right? So we can get or we can select the element by simply using their tag names, right? So the way which we do is like get element by tag name, like choose them with their tag name, right? I'll be explaining everything, just giving it a gist right now. Second is that like get the element by ID, like select the element by the IDs. Like ID is something which is unique and which cannot be given, which should not be given. It's not a good practice to give it to some other elements, right? So selecting it by ID, or we do have classes as well with us, right? So the third method is to get element by class name, right? The class name, one is by tag, second is by ID, third is by class. Okay, the fourth way is basically query selector. We can also like I'll be explaining everything. Just be with me and like learn different ways to do it. Like query selector, and the third one is query selector all. And I guess this name itself is like bifurcating amongst them is like query selector will select just one thing, and query selector all will select all the things which are related to that stuff, right? Okay, so these are basically the different ways. We'll be like learning about each way one by one. First is let's assume we are doing it by first is like get by tag name, right? We'll be using it by tag name. Okay. So for that matter, let me do one thing. Let me just make some manipulations over my code so that you guys can also see that what all things are there. Okay. I'm inside my HTML. What I want to do is I'll simply add few headings like heading. I'm just doing the basic markup. So just see. I guess there is nothing hard and fast in it. Heading one, heading two, or I would say heading three, right? Heading three, and I can add an image as well. I can add an image as well. So image there. I can add let's say one more heading of heading two. I'll be writing what I can write. I can write my different movies there, right? I can write my movies, and inside my movies, I can like give it a unordered list. Let's say okay. Let's say I have five movies with me. Just a sec. Into five movies with me, and let's name them V1, 2, 3, V1, right, and 5. And what else we can add a paragraph as well. I can add a paragraph of lorem, let's say 45, and let's make it like this. And what else should we? Let's see that what is shown to us over the browser. Acha, I've not added the image link, right? So I'll simply go to Unsplash just to make it look a little better. Unsplash and unsplash.com. I'll simply copy any of the link from it. I am liking this time. This is good. I'll simply copy image address. I'll be pasting it over my code. This is my source, right? I'm copy pasting it here. Let's check it out. It's a big size. I'll just simply give it a width. Okay, so I can see that yes, I have some headings over my DOM. I can see that I have. Okay, this is enough. I don't know why this lag is coming, but it's okay. I have some headings there, heading one, heading three. After that, I have an image. I have a heading again. I have list items there. Okay, I can add some anchor tags as well, right? I'll add input as well. I'll add two inputs. I'll add inputs. Let's say I'm having text as an input, and one is the password as an password as an input. Okay, I guess now we are good to go and good to see stuff. Okay. Um, in order, let's assume I want to encounter any of the element using my tag name. What I need to do is I need to, like, everything is present inside my document, right? So initially I need to use this document so that I can have access towards the entire HTML of mine, right? Entire HTML of mine is being accessed by this document, and now I can select the elements from it. I'll simply say document dot that I'm going inside it, and I'll be like using it get elements. Once you'll write get elements, you'll be getting different options. I have an option of tag name. I'll simply give a tag name inside my inverted commas. Let's assume I want to encounter my heading one, right? I want to encounter my heading one. Now you see that we have two, like, there is an HTML collection written here, right? There is an HTML collection written here. Let me tell you what this HTML collection basically. So there is noise disturbance, sir. Like, sir, I have read about. Acha, okay, this is done. Like Kushagar, is it still like some noise disturbance from my side, or is everyone facing the same issue about that noise disturbance which Kushagra has been like writing? Can please acknowledge that the voice is clear, or is it like some disturbance is there? Is it better now? Little bit after 5 seconds. Yes, sir. It's better now, right? I hope so. Things are better. Is it understandable or better? Again, great, Kushal. Okay, so where were we? We were discussing about document. Like, okay, we saw this doc HTML collection, right? HTML collection and two H1s are being like written there. Always remember this in mind whenever you encounter an HTML collection. Okay, just remember this in mind that whenever you encounter an HTML collection, right? This is same as an array. This is same as an array. That is, we do have more than, like, we have a probability of handling more than one similar kind of tags there with us, right? So this is like all the tags which were uh, with that tag name, or basically of the same element types, right? So all these are being collected towards one side. That is, it is same as that of array, but array methods are not working over here. Array methods do not work over there. Array methods, like I would say pop, push, slice, right? All these things do not work here. Like, array methods do not work. Just keep this in mind, right? No need to like explore different things regarding this. It's a fact that array methods would not be like applicable over them, but they'll basically be acting like as an array, because they'll be having different collections, or many types of many number of tags which are there with us, right? So HTML collection is there. Now, for example, I know that I have two H1s here. Like, I guess one is my DOM H1 and other is my heading H1. So how can I like now get one of them or any of them, right? So again, I'll simply be using the same tag. I'll be selecting them, but now I'll be giving them an index, right? If I give it an index of 0, then you can see automatically it is like uh, catching, or I would say selecting the element which is on the 0th index of that H1 array. I told you that HTML collection is basically an array, but we cannot do array methods there. So similarly, I can access the values using the indexes. I'm using index 0 right now, but if I'll change that 0 by 1, then I can see that the first uh, index is being like given to uh, this heading one, and if I like two, then there is like nothing. Like the second array, there are just two elements, right? So on the third position, that is the index 2, I'm not getting anything. Okay, I'm simply encountering my H1, right? I'm encountering my H1. I'll see that yes, I'm getting a H1. Entire heading is being like shown in front of me the way it is written inside my HTML, right? I got the entire thing just by using my JavaScript and not by even touching my HTML code, right? So this is how we can select different elements. Like, for example, now I want to select a paragraph, right? Paragraph, and just removing this index from here, then I can see only one paragraph is present with me. Like, we can see the length is equal to 1. But if I want to select it, I'll simply do the indexing. The first paragraph, which is the first paragraph, it is all like automatically being selected, and I can access it the way I want to. We'll be seeing the ways as well. But just get it like how we select using this um, tag name, right? So tag name thing is clear to all. Little bit of disturbance, regularity disturbance is there. Uh, Just, I guess now there won't be any disturbance, and I guess if there will be, then it'll be like easily be handled, not a major stuff, right? Okay. The first thing is like by catching or selecting it by tag name, that is done. Let's go to the second thing. Second thing was catching it by ID, right? Get element by ID. Just get the taste of the selector right now. I'll be telling you the properties as well as what all we can do with the DOM. Just be with me for like 5-10 minutes. We'll be seeing different ways. The second way is basically our ID, right? So again, like ID same as that we started earlier in the CSS as well as um, many different places wherein we use the ID, right? So what I'll do is now I'll simply go towards my code. I want to encounter, let's say, this heading 3 of mine, right? Heading 3 of mine, I'll be giving it an ID. Let's assume I'm giving it an ID of Samarth, right? I'm giving it an ID of Samarth. Now I have an element that is h3 which is having an ID of Samarth. So what I can do is I can like easily select it by the ways, right? I can easily select it by the different ways I want to select it. So the second way is to select it by ID, right? So again, I need to have the access of my document first. That is the entire JavaScript object. Again, inside my document, I'll be selecting the elements like get element by ID. If I just simply write get, then I get different options. I'll be selecting this ID one, and just make sure you have to write every element inside this double or single quote. Hardly matters any of the code, but you have to write it inside this only. What was the name of my ID? I guess my name of the ID is Samarth. If I do this, let's see. This I'm like able to get this h3 tag over which I've given the ID. So the entire HTML is like written in front of me. I'm getting entire HTML the way I give it an ID, right? Similarly, we can also access the third way, that is the class. Let's assume my class can be given to different elements, right? So I want to give class to these three, right? I'll give the class of let's say Aditya. I'll be giving it a class of Aditya. Like three elements are there, 1, 2, and 4, which I've given a class. Then let's see how can we access our, just a sec. How can we access our elements using different classes, right? Again, I'll be accessing of my document. I'll be simply write get elements by class name. And if I'll give it a class, let's say Aditya, then yes, I can see that I am having HTML collection. That is three classes are there, which sorry, three elements are there or three tags are there which are having the class Aditya, right? So I can access all of them at the same time. I'll be just making you see that after a moment, right? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's see it right now as well, right? Let's see it right now as well. Uh, let's assume I want to give this give all the list items with the class name of Aditya to some of the. Okay, let's see this first. Okay, let's see this first. What I'm gonna do is I'll simply select this. I'll simply just select this H1 first so that it can easily be accessible to you guys. What I want to do is now I want to like give it some variable, right? I want to give it some. Uh, I'm keeping it a value of, let's say, answer. I am storing this h1 of element first, that is this heading one. I'm simply selecting it and I'm storing it in the answer. If I like console log of like simply answer, then I'm getting the h1, right? Now I want to see what all methods are there in my answer, right? So I can simply go to the style. If I go to the style, then you can see this is like a huge amount of styles which are like present inside my, I would say, this object, style object, right? Like um, what is like there are methods which are present inside a DOM which we can like use and to manipulate and different stuff. So one of them is the style method, and by style method we can basically change different CSS stuff, right? So we just saw what all style methods which are we are having, right? So I'll simply be doing the manipulation. Just be with me and see how things get work. Like style, I can say that okay, so I can give it a color right now. Just the basic thing which we can do is like give it a color. If I give it a color, let's say all the like only this H1 heading one will be getting the color. Let's say I want to give it a color of red, right? Then you can see I just simply manipulated it using my JavaScript, and all the changes, that is a change of the color red is being shown towards my browser window over the heading one. Again, if I just simply want to change some more thing, like I want to change the border of it, right? I want to change the border, and I want to say it like, let's say we are having 2 pixel solid and black border, right? 2 pixel solid black and this red. Then are we getting the border? Yes, we are getting the border as well. This is like the same way we used to give it to used to give the styling towards our CSS, and same way we can give it like using the JavaScript only, just having this document object, selecting the element first. That selecting element is very important, and after selecting the element, you can like simply manipulate the properties whatever you want to give it using dot style, and inside the style we have different ways and different properties with us, and we are giving it a key value pair of, let's say, color is equal to red, and all the stuff like font weight to be bold. And let's do the last styling again, like just to make you guys be a little confident with it. Font weight, we are having font weight there, and simply manipulating it with the value of, let's say, bold. Like if we do it, then font weight is already been bold, right? So let's give a font weight, let's say 700 or 900 would be possible, right? 900. Like the font weight is being given, but like it's not being shown right now. Like, I guess we are like making some small mistake, but you can like explore all the styles and explain all the properties which are present inside the styles, and how we can like basically change different things. Box shadow is there. I would say color is there, background color is there, and many properties which we use in the CSS, and even more than that, all these properties are there, right? This is how we can manipulate our, I would say, uh, manipulate our element just by using this JavaScript. Is this clear that how we are able to select? We have just discussed small things, right? Like just we have discussed 3 ways to do it, and now I'll be like manipulating with the entire array as well. Is it clear till now? Like how we basically access elements and how we are able to give it the styling, right? Is it clear till now to everyone? Yes, sir, clear. Great, Rishabh. Great. Clear. Uh, Great, Abhishek. Aniket, Akash. Okay, I guess it's easy. Like it's not a very rocket science thing. It's very easy. We have used all the things priorly, so it's easy for us to understand, right? So we have manipulated using ID and class as well. Like we will manipulate. We just learned how to grab things now. Let's do one thing. Let me. What was the name of my class? I guess Aditya was there, right? I'll simply again uh, check it. Okay, yeah. The class name was Aditya, and I was able to get my all the list items if I like just hover over them. Like if I just be like this and see, then I can see that all these which are getting hovered by my arrow are the one which are being encountered. Let's do one thing. Let's make changes in all of them, right? Since we are having an array and we cannot manipulate everything at the same time, then for that matter, we need to make the use of loops, right? We need to make the use of loops. Okay, first of all, I need to like assign it with some value as well in order to use it, right? So let's assume I've captured it in a variable. Let's say this is an array, right? ARR. I can write anything, right? If I go with ARR, then yes, I can see that collection is there. Okay, now I want the changes to be seen inside all the elements which are being selected by this class, right? So I'll be using this for method for let's say item of ARR. Just tell me, will it be for in loop or for off loop? Just you guys need to tell me in the chat box only. Like don't tell the answer via mic. Just tell me in the chat box that will it be for in loop or for off loop? When was this in for in loop used, and when was that for off loops used, right? And what will be used in our case? We're using for in, Mohit. What about others? For in, everyone till now is saying for in. Let's wait for others as well. Everyone is saying for in loop. Okay, let's see. Foreign. Like everyone till now is saying foreign loop, right? Let's see it. Like, is it happening or are we guys wrong in it? Like, I'm using foreign. Like, this is how I can use it, and I'll simply be saying that item dot style dot color is equal to, let's say I want to give it a color of orange, right? I can do it. Let's see. It gave me an error that cannot set the property of undefined. Why is it happening so? Like again, I want to ask you, will it be in or will it be off? Foreign is used for arrays. Foreign is used for arrays. Are you sure? Okay, like again, that was the purpose of asking this thing. Like we are iterating in the array, so we'll do off, and after doing off, then all the colors are being like turning off to orange, right? No worries. That is somewhere you guys could be like trapped, or there could be a possibility for you guys to like be confused. So that's why I like asked this question. Like many students do stuck here. So for is not for arrays. For off is for arrays. Like dot in is only for the objects. Rochak Sharma, you said it like nee, Rochak, you were right. Abhay Yadav, you said foreign is used for arrays. So a little confusion. Foreign is just for objects. Shruti is saying for off is for right. We will be using for off. Like I guess now this thing is clear that why are we using for off and not foreign, right? Foreign is in is just for objects, and off is like for all the iterable things or iterable objects which are present with us, right? So I can also manipulate it using like all HTML. Sorry, this for loop entirely. I manipulated all the classes at the same time. Also, I can say like that. Okay, I guess I'm not like diving deep into the styling stuff. Styling stuff is which you guys can like give it a hit and try. Let's proceed with like what would say with input, or you can select input as well. How will you select the input? You'll simply say right. Okay, I'll be writing it down for you. How you'll be like selecting the input? Again, this document dot I would say get element by ID. Not by ID. Initially, I just have by tag name there, so not class name again. Get element by I would say tag name, and by the tag name, I would say go to input. And right now, I have two inputs with me. Right. Let's assume I just want to encounter one input right now. This type is equal to text. I guess I made it of text. This, this, and this. Is it right? Let me just check. Yeah, it is right. So I'm getting an HTML correction of length. I don't know why it gave a length of 0, but it's okay. I'm able to encounter it. I'll simply like let's say I'll simply store it. Input type is equal to text. I do have input type text, right? Get elements by tag name. Okay, so I'll be simply giving it a INP value. Let's go with INP dot style dot color. INP dot style dot color. Let's say I'm giving it a color of again green. It's saying cannot set the properties of undefined. Why is it happening right now? Can anyone tell me? Why is it happening right now? Right? Why are we able to like not catch that input, and why is it like happening? Can anyone let me know? Like why is it happening? Any reasons? For op is for iterable values. I've not used for off now. I guess you are asking about last things. Like, why am I not able to like select this input type is equal to text? Like there could be a reason, right? I'm not able to select it. There could be a reason. Anyone with a logic or anyone with a proper statement, then why am I not able to get it? We have to select the index of the input. We have to select the index of the input. We just have one. Okay, let's assume you are saying index of the input, then I can do this way as well, right? I can do this way as well, right? Zero, like at least zero will be there, but again it is showing me nothing, undefined. Any more logical reason for this? Okay, you guys are right. We have to select the please show the code. Okay, please show the code because there is not any input yet. We do have input. Let me show you guys. See, input type is equal to text is there. Input type is equal to text is there. We have to select the end as a any more logical answer for this? I'm waiting for you guys. Any answer? Like just type in the chat box. No worries. We do not have a placeholder. Like we do not have a placeholder. Like currently we have text in the input. The input box is empty. Okay, someone is saying the input box is empty. Let's do one thing. Let's like type something in the input box, and I'll do the same stuff here. Where is that? Um, just a second. Where is that? Console is there, right? Again, if I select this and if I go for import, then again undefined, right? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just select it by just this way. If I'll just select my element by input, right? Then also, am I getting this? Tell me, am I getting this? I'm getting the answer, right? So what could be the reason that why is was it not getting selected initially? Now I guess the picture would be little clear in your head. Let will not allow change in value. No, 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 let allows, yeah, let allows the value change. Let allows because there is no input yet in the text box. No, basically, input was having some more additional information that could not have been like transferred with just by the tag name. So that's why if you're just using the tag name, then you just need to give it input. Like once you give it input, then all the inputs which are being there, they are being encountered, right? This was the reason. But no worries, like these are small and small things which you'll like learn the way you will be like proceeding forward. But if I would like, I would suggest the third method first. Okay, just keep this in back of your mind. Keep this in back of your mind. We're learning the third method. Select element by tag, not by attribute. Yeah, great. Okay. So the fourth way which we are having is to use query selector. Just keep it in your mind. Whatever mistake you guys are making right now, just keep it in your mind, and we'll be like learning how we can make use of this like the fourth thing which is present with us, that is the query selector. See, query selector is basically accumulation of all the things which we are having. Like we can use tags as well, we can use IDs as well, we can use attributes as well, we can use everything, classes as well at the same time. But in order to catch a ID, you need to give the parameter as hash an ID name, whatever the ID name you will be giving. Inside the class, you need to give it like dot and whatever the sorry class name is there. And tags are basically simply simple h1 and all, and the attributes we'll be seeing in the input how we can give it an extra information of that attribute, right? So query selector is basically an accumulation of all the things which we have studied till now, that is tag name, that is id, and that is class, right? Let's see it by an like implementation selector remark, right? Let's see it by an implementation. Let's say I'm just erasing everything again. See, the one more thing, all these changes are temporary changes. These will not be the permanent changes inside your HTML, because I'm just writing inside my console. Right? If I'll simply like refresh it, then all the changes will be gone, right? So these are all temporary changes. So let's say one thing. I'm like query selector, right? Let's first select using query selector, how I can like access my simple element. I'll simply use query selector. I do have query selector here, and I want to encounter again my, I would say, um, let's say I want to encounter my paragraph. I want to encounter my paragraph here. Am I getting the paragraph? Like if I'll expand this paragraph, then yes, I can see whatever text is being written inside the paragraph that is being shown towards my console as well. So what I'll do is I'll simply assign it to some variable. Let's say I'm assigning it to let p is equal to, I can do it very easily. Now if I'll access p and I'll like give a simple styling to p, and I'll just give it a style of, you can give any style, but color is the easiest one. That's why like I'm not involving myself in the styling thing. Color is, let's say, red. If I give it red, then all the text which was there inside my paragraph will turn out to be red. So we can use get element by tag name as the replacement, or query selector as a replacement of get element by tag name, right? Again, if I want to use it something like an ID, right? I gave an ID of Samarth to something, I guess I gave an ID of Samarth. So what I'll do is I'll simply add, sorry, not here, not here. Yeah, query selector. I'll simply be encountering it by using this hash symbol and writing the name of the ID there. And if I'll turn out my P now, then I can see, okay, the ID was given to my heading 3, and it is being showing that, okay, this was the element over which you gave the ID. Now let's assume I want to manipulate again in it. So I'll be able to do it again. I'll be giving like, let's say, right now I'm giving it a background color, background color, and I think I can give it a background color of, let's say, aqua. Let's give it a background color of aqua. Then yes, I'm getting and I'm able to encounter my ID as well, just using my query selector. And just focus here again. Uh, let's do one thing. I'll now select my class. What was the name of my class? I guess Aditya was the name of my class. And if I manipulated Aditya with this, and if I like write P, then yes, I have LI. Okay. I want to manipulate my uh, P with a style, and let's say I want to give it a border. I'll give it a border. Uh, I'll give it a border of, let's say, 2 pixels, solid as well as black border. Hardly matters. Just see the implementation now, right? But only one element is being selected when I'm using this class. I know that class can be given to many different elements, and I've given class to, I guess, 3 elements. It should have shown the changes in all the classes, but it is showing the change only in the first class, right? It is showing me the change only in the first class. Why is that happening? Let me just let you down here, like know you guys here. This query selector just selects one element, selects one element at a time. Just keep this in mind, right? At a time. Even if the same element or classes are present, or classes are present with you anywhere, anywhere inside your your HTML, right? Just keep this in mind that query selector just selects one element at a time. Even if you have given the class and the class is being present to many of the elements, or the elements, I would say if you're just encountering H1 and they are like 4 5 H1, then also the first occurrence, like this is a better word, it will encounter. Oh shit, yeah. Just a sec again. Okay. This will encounter the first occurrence, right? The first occurrence of that element, right? Just keep this in mind, of that element. So that's why the first occurrence of the class, uh, which I gave it up here, that is being encountered. Now, just keep this in mind again that we will discuss about it. But now let's see how can we make the use of like the input, right? The input which we wrote. Let's do one thing. Let me again give it like selected by input. Now here I'll be writing type is equal to text, right? I'll be writing type is equal to text, and let's see. If I go with P, then yes, now I am able to access the occurrence of my input which is being there. And again, if I want to like encounter P style, and let's say if I give it a color of let's say I want to give it a color of I'm giving it a color of red, right? Give it a color of red. Then if I write something like start typing something, the every content will be like covering coming in red only in the first input and not in the second input. Although I've like given it a password, you guys are not able to see it, but only in the first input because I've used it query selector, and query selector only selects the first occurrence. Things are clear about query selector, sir. अगर for का यूज करते हो तो जाता like sorry for का यूज करते हो तो जाता in sense select element by tag not by attribute. Aditya, whatever you are saying, just like try it yourself. I am not getting your question. Others also let me know that is it clear about query selector, that what is the speciality of query selector? The speciality of query selector is basically it only selects one element at a time, and like only the one occurrence, the first occurrence over which this element is being getting to us, and then we are able to manipulate stuff, right? Also, what I can show you with query selector. Okay, query selector all is the fifth way, right? Uh, Query selector all is the fifth way. Query selector all, right? So why are we using query selector all, right? We know a problem that even if we give all the classes, like all the elements to some classes, and we want to manipulate all of the elements at the same time with the same classes, right? So at that time, we want we don't want query selector to just select one element. I want it to be like getting over all the elements with the present class, right? All the elements with that tag name, or all the elements with that class name, or whatever stuff, right? All the elements. So that is why this select query selector all is like introduced. Just sorry, this query selector all is being introduced. That was the reason. So what it does, it selects all the, I would say, elements with that occurrence, and all the classes and different stuff, all the stuff which you want to encounter at once only, right? At once only, and manipulates according to you. Manipulates, like manipulates according to you, right? Manipulates according to you. Great. Let us again see this by an example. Where is my code? Let's see. For let, what is this? When, sir, when we can do this styling using CSS? When we can do this styling using CSS? Are we using? Why are we using this? I'm okay. So you wait. There are more questions there. I guess Abhay, you are asking that why are we using DOM, right? So this is one of the way of manipulating our HTML, and you can even like change your styling part. Like whatever code I'm writing right now is like you can simply access this by writing the code in your JavaScript file, and whenever your JavaScript file will be running along with your HTML, that all the things are there. Then even without using any of the style sheet or any of the style, you can simply manipulate your things. You can like most coverage will be coming up because we'll be adding classes, we'll be adding different attributes, we'll be setting the attributes, and we'll be like making a small like just wait for like next 10 minutes. You'll be getting clear that why are we doing this. Sir, for का use करते तो जाता for let I is equal to 0, like that. Alankar, I'm not like over what are we using this for, and if you are trying something, then just try it. And I'm not getting the question. Like for का use करते तो जाता variable accessible to document accessible all pvt dot intro. So can we manipulate like this? You are using p dot dude. Okay, okay. I guess I just need you guys to make I just want you guys to see this as well, right? For example, I'm having this list item as well, right? This list item is inside my, I would say this list item is inside my ul, right? So we can also make that uh, hierarchical way of like getting the elements. So someone asked me this, so I'm just like typing and telling you this. Yes, we can do it. Like for example, I'm using document dot I would simply say query selector. I can use a query selector now, like query selector, and inside the query selector, I know that I have my UL, right? I have my UL, and inside my UL, I'm having my LIs, right? I'm having my UL and I'm having my LI. Let's assume I'm using query selector all here. Then all the LIs would be like considered inside it. Like let me just save it somewhere. Let me just save it with let li is equal to document dot this, not li. Let me just change the name. I'll change it with list. If I access my list, then yes, all the li's will be there. Now if I want to access any of my list, then yes, I'm able to access the list, and I can access it like I can basically use this combine. What was this called? Descendant. Yeah, this descendant combinator, right? We can like do it this way. Someone's mic is unmuted, kindly, please. Okay, Aditya, I think now your doubt is clear. Like, yes, we can do it. And whatever things come to your head, right? Do try it. Like, uh, I'll just give you example of query selector all so that you guys can like see that how we can do it exactly. Like, what was the name of my class over which I gave a value? Aditya, just a second. Let's do it again. Like, document dot query selector all, query selector all. What I'm doing is I'm just simply selecting the class with Aditya, right? I'm simply writing it with Aditya, and I'm saving it to some of the, let's say, let P only, saving it with P. And if I access my P, and if I want to like P dot style, then two things will be there, right? I'll be showing you this way, and I'll be telling you this is the wrong way, or then I'll be like telling the proper way, right? Style dot color. Let's say color is equal to, we are getting green, right? Let's see. We cannot do the properties of undefined. Again, it is showing because we are having all the elements with us. So for that matter, what we need to do, we need to do our uh, like loop stuff, right? Of p, inside the p, what I want to do, I'll simply want to give it a I dot style dot color. That color is equal to green. If I do it this way, then yes, all the eyes, or sorry, all the classes are being manipulated now. So whenever you have a collection, whenever you have more than one step, then you need to iterate over it. You cannot directly give property to once, and like you can give it individually using the indexes, but cannot give it without a loop at once, right? So query selector is basically selecting everything, and so query selector all is basically selecting everything with that element, or as well as the class, and the query selector is basically just selecting that particular first occurrence or first instance which is being encountered to it. uh, Now let's do one thing. I guess this is like not a big task. This is everyone can easily see. And sir, can we do the manipulation like this? Yes, I guess this doubt was clear of yours. Take 5 minutes. I'll be just like having my tea, and I'll be coming back within 5 minutes. Try your different manipulations. How can you try it? Oh, I just forgot to copy paste the things, right? I forgot to copy paste the things. But okay, I can do it this way so that at least this you guys can carry forward in your JavaScript file and like manipulate it yourself as well. I'm just copy pasting this for your reference here, right? Copy pasting this just for your reference. Just a second now. Yeah, sorry. I'm just like copy pasting it for your reference if you want to take help it from there. Right. I'm just commenting it down. Now explore all the 5 ways and like try it, like how we can like select the things. Now we'll basically be seeing that how basically and why are we like using this DOM, and how what advantages will be given to us. Like we'll be just resuming after 4 5 minutes, right? So take your time. Till that, I'm just opening my OneNote just in case you guys want to see different ways. I'm just uh, writing the ways here, right? Take 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back again. Try different ways, and then we'll be starting with like how we can like get different things. How, and again, this time we'll be like uh, asking you to do something, right? I hope so. This set timeout, set intervals was clear to all, right? So we'll be using that way to explain you DOM in a better way, right? So try it yourself. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, I guess we are good to proceed. Okay, now one of the important things starts from here, that how we can like make use of different things which are present with us. Like, okay, so let me just give you a list of important things and which can easily be asked in the interviews and are surely asked, right? These are the three things which we'll be starting right now. Very small topics, but like important for you to understand, right? Text content as well as inner text, text content, and inner HTML, right? Yeah, inner HTML. These are the three things which we are be like we'll be starting right now. But initially, in a nutshell, if I want to explain you, is that uh, this inner text of R is aware of the styling. I would say is aware of the styling. This text content like is not aware of the styling. I would say is not aware of the styling of the styling, and we'll discuss HTML separately, right? If I just simply try to explain you the difference between inner text as well as I want to simply say that text content, then what I can explain is that uh, since this is like knows about like how styling is being done, then this is aware of the styling, right? So this inner text, what it does, it basically returns everything along with that like HTML syntax, right? It basically uh, I would say it is aware of the styling, that if something styling is being done, then it returns us the content according to the styling, considering the styling in the mind. Like, okay, it returns the content, I would say, or I would say the text after uh, being aware of the styling. Like this will be clear once we'll be like doing it in the code, but I guess it is a little confusing while explaining it with a definition, right? So it returns the content after being aware of uh, the styling and accordingly manipulates, right? And manipulates accordingly. Manipulates accordingly. And if we talk about this, that it simply ignores the styling, ignores all the styling, ignores all the, I would say, styling part, and gives content as it is, gives the text, or I would say content as it is, right? Okay. This could be like only understandable when we'll be like working it over, let's say, over this. Like we know we have a paragraph, right? If I'll select this paragraph, am I getting the para only? Let's say, have I selected the para? Uh, Wait, have I selected the para? No. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll basically make it like let p is equal to document dot um, query selector, query selector. I know I'm just having one paragraph, so that's why I'm just making use of it. And I'll be getting this. If I go with this, then yes, I'm able to encounter this paragraph, right? What if now I'll make a change in my HTML, right? I'm simply manipulating my HTML right now. What I'm doing is I'm giving it a span. I'm just simply changing the functionality of it right now. I'm giving it a span, and let's say I'm writing, hi, I am inner, I am inner HTML, oh, inner text, sorry. I'm just changing it. Hi, I am inner text. I've written something inside my span, and what I'm doing is I'm giving it a, I'm giving it a display value of none, right? I'm giving it a sorry, style. Initially, I need to give style. I'm giving it a, let's say, display value of what I'm giving is display value of none, right? If I'll simply save it and see it in my uh, paragraph here is like I am able to get everything which is available with me, right? I'm just simply encountering my P. I've just encountered my P right now with all the styling and all the tags which are with me, right? If I'll simply do P dot inner text, right? Let's do p dot inner text. Then I can see that there is nothing like hi, I am inner text present inside it. There is nothing like any tag which is there, any nothing like which is which is under the category of the span which I gave a display none that hi, I am inner text, right? Which means that yes, my inner HTML is aware of the styling thing and it manipulates the answer accordingly and gives it to me, right? But if on the other hand, I would have simply written it as inner content, right? Inner, but why this caps is not working? Yeah, inner content. Then let's see. P dot inner content, text content. Why am I hitting inner content? Sorry. P dot text content, right? Simply text content. I'm just removing this one. Then let's see what happens. Then if you see it properly, wait, I'm making some manipulations here because I'm not able to see the screen. Just ignore this for a moment. Like if you see this here, that yes, I can see that hi, I am inner text is being written. Like if you see the difference between the two, in the above case, I'm not able to see anything which is like hi, I'm inner text, but here in the text content area, I can see that yes, my hi, I'm inner text is being as it is replicated without even checking for the styling part, right? So this is basically the difference between inner HTML and sorry, inner text as well as inner content. Uh, or I can say that it uses the brain and send the answer and send me the answer. Or simply in this case, it does not uses any brain, like does not uses any brain, uses any brain and gives whatever is present to it and gives whatever is present to it is present to it, right? Gives it whatever is present to it. I hope so. Now, if somebody will ask you the difference between inner text and inner content, then you'll not be confused and you'll simply be explaining them the stuff. Now, the third thing which was with us is inner HTML, right? Where is my code, right? Okay, here is my code. So now what I want to do is I have selected this P with me. I can see yes, P is there. But if I'll go with inner HTML right now, then you can see I can have this like I'm inner text inside my tag. That is, this HTML returns me the value along with the HTML tags, right? So this inner text was just sending me the text, but this inner HTML is also sending me the styling as well as the tags which are enclosed inside the element which I have encountered, right? You can see it here that yes, I can see the closing of span, and I can also see here the opening of the span as well as the styling part which we gave, right? So inner HTML basically it returns the text along with all the HTML elements, right? All the HTML elements which are present there and which are like being a part of this, right? So these three is um, I would say these three things are really asked in interviews. HTML, inner HTML, sorry, inner HTML returns everything, returns everything, including including the tag, right? Including uh, the tag, returns everything including the tag, right? So always keep in mind, and most probably generally what an interviewer does is it asks you the difference between text, inner text and text content, like in general. But I guess now you guys can easily answer this stuff, and like that is something which is easy for you, right? So now also if I talk about attributes, right? If I talk about attributes with me, okay, is this inner text and inner content along with the inner HTML is clear with you guys? Is this clear with you? Please acknowledge it fast. Great, Rishabh. Great, Rahul. Always make sure that you are aware of the difference between that inner text as well as this inner content. These are like majorly asked, and like earlier when I used to take the interviews, then also I used to ask students for that matter, right? So just keep in mind these are something which are some, I would say, basic protocols which everyone follows and everyone wants the child or the like the upcoming SD or the person upcoming developer to know, right? So always keep this in mind. What were we talking about next? Yeah, okay. So we were talking about the attributes. So we know that we basically have two type of things, right? We can have get attribute. Along with that, we can have set attribute. Just be with me. I'll let you know what these things are and how we can like make the efficient use of them, right? Let's assume, let's say, uh, okay, we are having inputs with us, right? We are having inputs with us in our HTML. You are having inputs. Yeah, we are having inputs, right? So I'm doing some manipulation. I'm just removing the stuff. I'm doing some manipulation. Just see what I'm doing and uh, make use of this get and set attribute the way I'm like explaining you. So just see how we can like do it. Let's assume I'm just encountering my input. How can I encounter it? Again, document, which is like the most important thing to use, dot query selector. I'll always suggest you guys to use query selector or query selector all because same thing which I told about in the input case, right? If you get attribute as well, then the things will not be selected and you might not know that where are you creating an error. So query selector and query selector all is like something which one should prefer majorly. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm simply selecting my input. I know that I have my input there and query selector will select just one element. So that's why I'm not typing like the type of input is equal to text. I know that it will select the first occurrence and my first occurrence is like type one. So I know this input will be of text type. Okay, I'm getting this input of text type. Now what I want to do is I simply want to get the attribute, like what attribute is present from it, right? I have manipulated with the value of input and I'll simply like get, okay, get attribute, get me the attribute. What attribute I want from it? I want that what is the value of your type attribute. I know the type is text, then yes, I can get the attribute from inside it. The attribute is type. I give it a manipulation. Okay, give me the value, whatever value you are having right now inside your type. Simply get me that thing. So it simply gave me a value of text. Okay, we have image as well, right? We can do it with the image as well. Okay, so I'm basically using my image now and query selector I'll be using like I can like over my image. I can select my image. If I go with my image, then am I getting anything? Yes, I'm getting. Now I want this source. I want the entire source to. I just want to skim out the source of this image. Then what I can do is simply again I'll like use my img. Have I given it to img? Okay, img dot get attribute. Have I anything named as type inside my img? No, I have something which is known as source. If I use my source and get the attribute of source, then I'm able to get the link over which my image is. And how to prove it? If I click on this, then yes, I'm able to get the image through my source. The both images are same, right? Where is my console? Yeah, both the images are same. Like this is how we can make use of get attribute or whatever attribute is present inside your element. You can get the value of it, and if you want to, like let's say now you got the value. Now you want to manipulate the value, right? How we can do it? We can use it by setting the attribute. We can do it by setting the attribute. Again, be with me and see. Now I know that img is there, and I just got the source value from something like this to. Okay, let's not make this source first. Let's make this, let's say, type. I want to change the type first. Like I have this input get attribute dot type, right? Now what I want to do is I simply want to change the attribute from of this type to something else, right? So if I want to set some attribute, initially I'll change the value of input dot get attribute to input dot set attribute. That is obvious. And secondly, now here I'll be passing the second parameter as my changed value, that what I want the change to be. Let's assume I don't want the text right now. I just want let's say date. I want a date now. Let's do one thing. See, when I gave it a set attribute, I gave it a second parameter. And inside my browser, this type is equal to text got manipulated into type is equal to date. This is how you can like make use of your set attribute and like let's say change its value. Okay, if you don't like this type is equal to date, you can also use it like type is equal to, I would say, color. So now this type basically changed from date to the color, right? Or I would say, yeah, we can like manipulate it using different values which we are having or values which we are existing. Now, I want you guys to do something. Like I'll be giving you a small task to do. Uh, Now what I want is, let's assume I'm having image here, right? I'm having an image, right? So I want that, let's say I want to change the image after, let's say a particular interval of 2 seconds. I want to change this image. Let's assume this is my image one, and this will be some link to the image, right? This would be image one. After 2 seconds, this image gets changed into image two, and again after 2 seconds, this image two gets back to image one, and then this after 2 seconds, this image one gets back to image two, right? If the question is not clear, then I'm like marking it again. Let's assume I'm having two images, image one and image two, right? Image one and image two. Now I want that inside the web page which I have made, the web page inside my, okay, I'll make it a bit clean. I don't want to create a mess. Just a sec. Uh, Okay. I this is my browser page, and this was some headings written, this was an image, this was some content written. I want to encounter this image, and I want to do it in such a way that after 2 seconds, or like the time is not fixed, you can do it by 3, 4, 5, any seconds. After 2 seconds, you want to manipulate this image to image. Initially this image is image one. After 2 seconds it will be image two, and again after 2 seconds it will turn back to image one, and again one two and one two. This is like a continuous process, right? Just giving you a hint, that we studied set interval and set timeout, right? Set interval and set timeout. So make use of it, and set timeout. Make use of it, and like along with this attribute as well, and try to do it like, we'll discuss after 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. We'll discuss it after, let's say, 3 minutes, and then we'll discuss that how can this be done, right? I hope so this question is clear to all. Question is clear, and nobody will like tell the solution. I want everyone to just give it a thought and why and how this term can be useful to us, right? So the things will be like slowly, gradually clear. Sir, please repeat. Okay, Abhay, just be with me and see. I know that inside my this browser, I'm having this image, right? I want that after 2 seconds, this image to be changed with some other image. Then I want after 2 seconds of that being changed, again this comes back, and after again 2 seconds, again the image two comes, and they just keep on toggling amongst them, right? They just keep on one, two after a particular amount of time, right? Is it clear now? And I gave you a hint, use set timeout, set interval, and the attributes. Things are clear to all. Just try it. Like it's fresh. It's things are just right in front of you. Just try it once at least. Give it a try for 2, 3 minutes. It's not a very big task if the concepts are clear to you. But like I would say that most of you will be able to do it if you guys are having good knowledge. Um, for a reference, you can like copy the link from MDN and keep this for your reference. Like this could be your help. This could be for your help. It's 7:30 right now. I'll be discussing at 7:33. Um, Abhikant, please turn off your mic, please. Abhikant, please turn off your mic. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much. Uh, Has anyone tried to give the answer? Okay, set interval, right? So set interval of Uh, most probably you are just forgetting a small step, Devashish, that it will just change it once, right? After this A is being set, right? Uh, just a second, just a sec. Image is equal to this. This image is like just being set once, right? I want you to just try. If it's working, then I guess it's pretty good. And if not, then there is a small thing which I can see is like it'll be changing just once. Like if it'll be changing like properly, then it's perfectly good. Your approach is like 100% correct. Devashish. Dev Ashish, yeah, right. Abhay Yadav said interval, Devashish said. Okay, so you guys are trying, right? Take 2 more minutes and tell me the answer. Others as well, like good Devashish, pretty good. Many seconds ka lag you have taken? 2 seconds. Second towel is there. I guess site will change as we are checking statement. Yeah, I can see that interval will like continuously run, but the only thing that was concerning me was will it change continuously? But most probably it's looking right, right? According to me, it's looking right, but I'll like check and see. But yeah, I told you like the approach is 100% right. So yeah, great, good job, Devashish. Uh, great, great, pretty great. What about others? Others also try so that we can like see as well. Uh, I guess no more participation. Why? But it's okay. Like, okay, great. One more. Great, great. Rochak, don't you think that this will just change your image for once? Because set timeout will be like, I would say, like it'll like not be making things again and again. Your way of doing is right, but I guess your choice of this web API was a little different. Yet it'll change once. I can like sense it'll change once, but not every time. Okay, great. Great try, Devashish. It was really good. Great try, Rochak. Let's try to do it in our way, right? It's almost the same way. Firstly, what we'll do, we'll be like catching up my image first because I want to make changes in my image. So I'll be simply making it as image. And how can I do it? I'll simply be encountering my document dot I can use my query selector. Yeah, query selector. I know that's just one image. So what I'll do is uh, I'll be a little slow so that everyone can also understand. I'll be simply selecting my IMG query selector IMG. Why is it not getting IMG? Oh, IMG is already been declared. Let me remove and just use the same command. Let let us make it IM double G. Worked. IM double G. Then yes, I'm able to encounter my image. Okay, great. So now what I want to do is I want initially this image one to be like continuously turning from 2 1 2 1 2 1. And if I want to do something continuously after a particular interval of time, then what I use is I use a web API known as set interval, right? So for that matter, I'll simply use this set interval, and of course this set interval accepts two things. One is the function. I can basically use a callback function, hardly matters whatever function I use. And the second thing is the timeout. I can say like after 2 seconds I want it, right? What inside my set interval, like what will be inside my set interval? I'll say that if okay, so I need to make a variable in above as well. If is it true or false? If true, then false. Like if the image is there, true, then I'll be turning it to false. And if true false is there, then I'll be turning it to true, so that I can toggle between the images, right? So what I'll do is I'll simply make a variable known as is true, which I'm initially starting it as a false value, right? This is a little confusing, but just be with me and try run your code. You'll be like getting things like how I'm able to get it or how I am using this. Okay, so now I'm having a variable named as is true, and that any random variable name that can be anything is having a value of false. Now I'm checking my if loop that if my value is true, like if is true is there, if is true is there, where is capital tree? Like if is true is there, right? If I know that is true is there, then what I want to do, then I simply want to like this will be a false value. If this will be a false value, then I want to change the image, right? Initially I'll be like using the set attribute again. I have encountered the set attribute. What I want to change, I want to change the source, and with which thing I want to change the source, I'll simply copy the link from the MDN. Let's go to oh sorry, not MDN, really sorry, Unsplash. Unsplash. Um, Inside the Unsplash, I'll be copying any random photo so that that can be like visible. Copy image address, and where is my code? Okay, I was doing in the browser. Great. I am simply changing this attribute here, and let's say uh, if this comes true, then this, then what if this is false, right? What if this is false? Then I want to again give some, like I'll simply copy paste it from the above side. I'll simply copy paste it from here, and I'll just a sec. I'll like um, paste the thing, and again two attributes. I want my source to be there, and I also want my element source as to also be inside my single colon. And let's say I'm simply taking the above link only, right? I'm simply taking the above link only. I'm copying it and pasting it right here. Okay, so if my true is having positive value, then this if loop will work, else this else loop will work. But this will only change it once, right? Because either it will be true or it will be false. Now I need to toggle my is true and false as well, right? So what I'll do after completion of my else, then I also want that if it was true earlier, then it ultimately turns out to be false, and if it was false, then it ultimately turns out to be okay. Not is true not equal to earlier value of is true, right? Is where is this true? Why is it not showing me here? Is true. I guess the spelling is wrong here in both the places. True and is true, right? I'll just toggle the functionality in this case. I have given it a okay. Let's start to read this from top to bottom. Initially, I have a variable is true, which is false. Okay, set interval will repeat the work. If will not go, else will work. Inside my else, this image will be changed. Great, and this is true will now be false. No, this will be true. After being true, it'll go with my if. This image will be attributed, and this will continue. Okay, let's see if this happens or not. Let's check it out. If I'll just copy, okay, I need to copy paste it here, and I need to copy paste it inside my app.js. Let's simply go to app.js. Okay, I'll be copy pasting it here. Let's see, will this happen or not? I'll simply refresh it. IMG not defined. I'm not able to. Okay, I have not defined IMG here, right? I need to select it as well. Let IMG is equal to document. Really sorry, yeah. I declared it somewhere else, but that's why. Let IMG is equal to document dot query selector. Let's assume my query selector is this IMG, and now I feel it should work. Let's see and check. After the interval of 2, set timeout. Why this is not working? Two elements found with non-unique ID hardly matters to me. If I refresh it, have I attached my source file? Hopefully I have, but why is it not working yet? Yes, I have attached my source file. It's there. Let's try to find a mistake here. Right, yeah. It's not wrong. Is true is being false. Okay. Image is being set. Set interval is there. I can use it. I can use a value of 2 seconds. Is true is changing its value. Okay. I need to change it here. Is true is not equal to is not equal. Oh, great man. Is not okay, man. Okay, I got it. I'm right. I have used it the wrong way. Let's see it now. Hopefully it should work. Uh, oh yeah, it's working. Great. See, after 2 seconds, it is being shown. What initially I did was I just gave it a value not equal to. That was obviously not equal to. I need to change the value. I need to change is true has to be opposite to that of true, right? So I just simply gave it like the opposite sign, right? See, we can see the changes and I'll be just okay. The code is present right in the in front of you, right? So I know you can be like confused with that variable. So just change the variable name to like not is true to any of the number. Let's say I am taking in that bully so that this does not bother you much because generally it happens. Bully is not equal to bully, right? Things will work again if I've not used the bully word anywhere else, but this will work. Like, is this clear that why? Sir, image URL change kariye. Oh, the image URL is being changed. The only difference was I was not like able to give it a toggle value because of that is true or not, right? So that was the only problem. I can see the changes have been there, and this is your like manipulated code that how you can like you guys can make use of DOM and basic stuff, right? So this is how you can like easily do this, right? Clear. Slowly and gradually you guys are able to grasp that why this DOM is important and how we can like make use of it. Okay, so the code is there inside your app.js. I'll be pushing it up so that you guys can see. Right. Okay. Small topic for the day. Then we'll be ending. Right. I'm just writing the topic. Add. Remove. Let's say toggle and contains. Right. Let's say contains. These are the four things which we need to check. Okay. We have classes with us. We have classes present with us. Now the classes. Uh, like let's assume that we are having style.css and there is some class written there, right? Now I want I'll not allot any of the class uh ID name, anything, anything with the with my HTML. I simply want my JS to attach my CSS with my HTML, right? I want my JS to attach the CSS styling with the class inside my HTML. So I can add a class, I can remove a class, I can toggle a class, and I can check if the class is like available inside that element or not, right? So we'll be starting with add, then we'll go and remove, toggle, and I guess if we like we'll be like having time, then we can like see contains as well. But contains is also pretty easy. So let's see. Uh, where is my coding part? Okay, let's. I'm just commenting down the code so that the image does not get changed every time. It might be taking some resources, so I'll just simply comment it up. I'm simply commenting and writing code to toggle. Right, code to toggle. Now we are learning about adding, removing, and adding, removing, toggling, and checking the classes, checking the class existence. Right. Great. What I can do is I can add a page here. I can add a CSS class here. Like let's assume I'm making a CSS style.css and inside my this thing I need to add it as well so that this link should always be there. Style.css. Now what I want to do is I want to add a class name as first. I'll simply be saying that okay, this can have color is equal to red and that's it. And now I'll be making same class, not the same, like some other class. Let's say let's this class is second. I want this color to be green, right? Not making one of them like things, but it's okay. Now I have two classes, first and second. Now what I'll do is I'll simply go to my, let's say, browser. I'll see it this way. Okay, now I want to add a class over my, let's assume heading one, right? I want to add a class over my heading one. Then how I can do is like, okay, firstly I'll be checking that is there any class or not, and then I'll be like adding it and removing it accordingly. So what I can do is I'll simply like capture that element first. Let's say I'm talking to H1. I'll be like simply saying document dot query selector, just query selector. That is one first occurrence of H1. I I want my H1 to be encountered. If I go with my H1, then yes, I can see. If I want to check is there any classes already present, then I have a method known as class list. I'll check the class list, then I can see that there is no value inside it. That means that there's no class, the length is zero. There is no class right now present in it, right? So I can add the class. How can I add it? I'll simply use the same command, h1 dot class list. Now I want to add it, right? I'll simply use one more method inside it, that is add. I'll simply add it. What was the name of my class? The name of my class was first. Right. I want to add this first class. Okay, then I can see that my DOM is being changed with the color of red. How? Because this red color was defined in the class of my first, and I've added that using JavaScript to the element which I have encountered, that the H1. Right. Okay. Now if I check for how many classes are there, then I can see that first class is there, values first, and length of the DOM token list, that is whatever the values are present inside is there one. Let's assume I want to add second class as well, right? I want to class second class as well. I'll simply change the name class and second. If I check, then now this class 2 is been encountered. Both the classes are there, but in the CSS I've written the second class lately, that which encounters later will be considered. So that's why this color is turning out to be green. How we can check it? We can check it by simply checking the class list. Then yes, this first and second, both the classes are present inside my H1. Let's assume I want to, let's say now I know how to add things, right? And now I want to remove my second class because I want this red color to sustain. I want to remove this second class. So again, class test dot removes the method which is with me. Simply I remove and type the name of the class which I have to remove from it. Initially it is green. Now if I'll remove it, then ultimately the effect which was done because of this second class was turning into green. Now this green is being removed. Then only class which is left with me is now the first class. I can check it again that yes, only one of the class is present now because I've used this remove method, class list dot remove method, and remove the class which I added earlier, right? Is this clear? Is this clear? And we can also do it by set attribute as well, right? We can also do it by set attribute. What I can do is I'll simply say set attribute, and inside the set attribute, which attribute I want to set? I want to set my class attribute, and what values I want to set. I'll simply say I want to set it a value of second. Let's see, will it work? Then yes, again this DOM is being like turning out to be green. And if I see the class list, the second is there. Like the second one is there. Only the second one is there because I've set it with the set attribute. Then all the things which were present earlier, now the class will having only one value. If I want all the classes to be there, then I need to like I can like create a space. No, not the space in this case. I can like do it this way, right? I can add things like this, or they should be comma. I think there should be no comma. Let us check it out, right? Okay, yeah, I can add multiple classes just by writing space in between. So the set attribute can also do the same thing, as well as this class list dot add class this dot remove can also play the vital role in doing all this stuff, right? Also, let's assume I can make a um, how can I make a different change so that I can see? Okay, let me make one more class. Let me make one more class, which I'm having like, let's say class name is dog, and inside my dog I'm having a border, right? So that border thing is visible. 2 pixel solid. I'll make it black. Black is all time favorite. So I made a class with toggle this, right? What I want to do is now I want to like toggle the class. At once it is there, at once it is removed. At once it is there, at once it's removed. Like the toggling thing I wanted from it, right? So I can encounter again my H1 and class list. Of course, class list is with me. Now I'll use this keyword name as toggle, right? TOGGLE. This method toggle is with me. Now which class I want to toggle? I made a class of TOG, I guess. Right, I made a class of TOG. Then let's see border will come. Yes, border comes. If I again execute it, border goes. Border comes, border goes. Right. So it basically executed in a Boolean way. Either it's true, false, true, false. Right. It executes in a Boolean way. The way we, let's say, the way we are adding a toggle thing in it is like, एक बार आएगा, second time it won't. First time it will come, second time it won't. Right. So this true and false thing can easily be like seen here. Right. Okay, so um, this toggle thing is also, I guess, clear. Now let's assume that you want to check some class is there or not, right? I love the fourth thing was like just checking that okay, this class exists or not. So I'll simply say h1.class list. Again, I'll be using this method of contains, right? Contains. If this thing or this element which I have encountered here will contain that thing or not, I want to check it for the first, right? If first is there, then it is turning out to be true. Okay, first is there. Let's assume I want to check for the second thing. Second is there. Okay, second is also there. But now I've not made any of the class name as third, right? If I check for the third, then it is showing me false. That no third class which is not present inside my h1 element, right? Because I encountered it using document and I gave first and second through my set attribute, I guess. So only two of the classes are there, and the third, which I tried to ask from it, it returned the value that false. I do not have anything like third class present inside me, so either it will tell you a false or a true value, right? Okay, so is this clear to you all? Is set attribute add new class or replace the previous one? It basically replaces entire attribute which you are setting, right? I just what I did it, I encountered my class element, and if I give this class, then all the classes which were previously present now, that will also be considered to be earlier classes, and now the new classes which I'll be adding, right? So they will be directly shifted, or I would say directly exchanged without checking the count or anything with the new one, right? So it's a wrong way to ask to say that replace. It's like the entire thing is being like shifted. That is what your set attribute does. Like it extracts everything, throws it out, and the new things which you are adding, they will be now under that action, right? Uh, all the things till now are clear. I hope, right? All the things are clear to everyone. Like if we'll just see our coding part again, then okay, I think I should copy it for your um, ease. I know these things are not that important, but not that important for like watching it out here. But of course, these are important. That's why you guys are being taught this. So if someone gets stuck, then this might help them. I'm not sure, but it's okay. So I guess things are clear to everyone. Can you all please acknowledge if the things are clear or not? Is it clear to everyone? Please acknowledge. Aditya Mishra saying yes, sir. Great, great man, great Aditya. What about others? These are easy things. It's just about you need to practice them once. And Ritika saying yes, Shruti saying yes, Pritish saying yes. Great, great. Everyone, great. Mohit, Pritish, Ritika, Amisha, Anushi, Abhishek, and Rishabh. Everyone, great man. Okay, so now weekends are about to come. Of course, these are like 4 hours from now. So again, homework that I always give. So do one thing. Read about traversing a dormitory, traversing a dormitory. How do we traverse a dormitory? And what is a dormitory? Of course, read a dormitory as well, right? What is a dormitory? Dormitory is basically, I would say, this HTML is having two child, let's say head and body, right? Head consists of title, meta tags, all this stuff. Body consists of your different elements, UL, heading, paragraphs, all this stuff. This is basically a simple example of dormitory, but do and check it out at your own pace and from some good resource. This was just a nutshell, right? So like read about dormitory and read about append. Read about append is a method which is present with us. Append is there and remove is there, append is there, and I would say remove is there, append is there, after, before are there, after and before. I I'm not exactly remembering the name. Append is there. Okay, pre-append was also there, right? Pre-append was also there. Remove was there. Inner text, so I told append child, right? I'm just giving you different values which you guys need to methods which you guys need to see. And inner text, append, pre-append, remove is there, before is there, after is there, and what all are the possible things there? I uh Okay, I think this is enough. Like this itself is a good homework, and also like okay, like practice the things which whatever was taught earlier. So practice that, and it's okay. Like it's cool. Just this is your homework, and study about them at least, and then we'll be like discussing it, and we'll be proceeding forward. Right. Also, I hope everything is clear to everyone, and just make sure from Wednesday you will be having classes 2 times a week, or 2 times a day. Really sorry, 2 times a day from 12 to 1, taken by your TA for their assignments as well as your doubts, and the 6 to 8 that will be taken by me. Right, this will be taken by TA. This will be by me, and taken by TA does not mean guys will not attend it. It is very important. Also, like, and some assignments can also be given by the TA, but I'll make sure that it goes through me before going to you so that I can also check that are you guys through with the concepts of that or not. So just be available to the TA class as well. These are basically the major doubt classes as well as the assignment checking. So get the taste of different teachers as well, right? So from Wednesday there will be two, but on Monday I'll be taking the class, right? On Monday only I'll be taking. That is from 6 to 8. Till that time, just be ready with the homework, whichever I've like mentioned here. Uh, okay, this will be studying by your own, right? This you will be studying by your own. These are very easy things, not a major stuff. This you can like easily grasp and get things right. If needed, then we'll be discussing it like in a 5 or 10 minutes nutshell. Cool. Things clear to all, and we are good to end this, right? Are we good to end this? Okay, great. Okay, then I guess Ronak, right? Great. Okay, then I can sense that things are better from your side and clear. So practice it once and uh, be ready with your homework and meeting you guys in the Monday class at 6 p.m. Right? Okay, great. Yeah, see you guys on Monday. Have a good day. Have a good weekend and enjoy it.